The Iowa caucuses have come and gone, giving former President Donald Trump his first victory of the season. And as the season goes on, the White House is keenly aware of what's at stake. Our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, sat down one-on-one with Vice President Kamala Harris to talk about the potential of running against Trump again.
While all eyes were on Iowa and the first Republican votes cast.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We hit the road with Vice President Kamala Harris, getting exclusive access as she campaigned in Democrats' first primary state.
We're headed to South Carolina, getting an exclusive look inside the Biden-Harris campaign, just as the 2024 race steps into high gear.
Back in 2020, it was South Carolina's Democratic voters who revived Joe Biden's campaign, catapulting him toward the nomination. 3 years later, the Biden-Harris campaign is hoping that enthusiasm is still here.
Mary Bruce with ABC.
We traveled aboard Air Force Two, touching down in South Carolina. There, as Harris was snapping photos and shaking hands and getting ready to mark Martin Luther King Jr. Day, enjoying the music from backstage. Then walking out to the steps of the state capitol to lay out what's at stake in this election.
Well, as Vice President of the United States, I'd say at this moment in America, freedom is under profound threat.
Then she was off to thank supporters at Big T's barbecue, urging them to help get out the vote.
And we got to remind people that the primary is on a Saturday because people.
Harris has been taking on an expanded role on the campaign trail, by our count visiting at least 18 states in the last 6 months. She's taking the lead on issues like abortion rights and voting rights, and taking swipes at their Republican rivals.
The hypocrisy abounds. Passing laws to deny women the ability to make decisions about their own body. One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government should not be telling her what to do with her body.
After a surprise stop at the University of South Carolina to greet their undefeated women's basketball team, we got a chance to ask the vice president about their campaign strategy.
Do you think Donald Trump at this point is a foregone conclusion?
I don't know, but look, if it is Donald Trump, we've beat him before and we'll beat him again. When you, again, look at all of the issues that are at stake, including our standing in the world, I think that the people of America want more in terms of the outcome of this election and charting the course for the future of our country.
You've been confident, your campaign has been confident. Some are concerned you all may be a little too confident. And why not go out and attack Donald Trump, go after his legal challenges? What are you guys waiting for?
Well, let me just tell you something. I am of the school that you either run without an opponent or you run scared. I have learned that to be a fact, and that is the way that I feel about any election. So absolutely not. You can't take anything for granted, and we have a duty, a responsibility to earn this reelect. And that's why I'm out here in South Carolina.
It's a state where the black vote is critical, but even some Democrats, like close Biden ally Congressman Jim Clyburn, say they're concerned about the campaign's standing with black voters.
How concerned are you that this key constituency may sit this one out?
You got to earn the votes. And the votes are going to be earned based on, one, in a reelect, have you actually responded to the needs of the community? We have done the work that has been about bringing down unemployment, black unemployment, to some of the lowest numbers we've ever seen. What we've done on student loan debt. We have now erased student loan debt for over 3.5 million people, and with more to do. So we've delivered, but the responsibility...
But is the message getting across?
Well, that's why I'm out here. We have a responsibility to communicate. We've done really good work. Our challenge will be to let people know who brung it to them.
But also top of mind for voters, the president's age. Already the oldest sitting president, Biden would be 86 years old at the end of his second term. Our latest polling shows only 28% of Americans now say Biden has the mental sharpness to serve another 4 years. That's down from around 50% in May of 2020.
You obviously can't change the president's age. So what is your plan to try and change this perception? How do you do that?
I'll tell you the reality of it is, and I spent a lot of time with President Biden, be it in the Oval Office, in the Situation Room, and other places. He is extraordinarily smart. He has the ability to see around the corner in terms of what might be the challenges we face as a nation or globally.
But it doesn't seem that that's getting out and resonating with Americans, with a lot of your supporters. How do you cut through that and make sure that they're seeing the Joe Biden that you were just describing?
Well, I mean, listen, you're here with me in South Carolina. You saw every room we went in, the numbers of people who are there applauding quite loudly. And they're applauding for me and they're applauding for Joe Biden and for what we as an administration have accomplished. They're there because they believe in what we're doing and they want to see us continue to do this work.
Another area where Biden is struggling to break through, immigration. A critical issue for voters. Our polling shows just 18% of Americans approve of Biden's handling of the issue. And now even some Democratic officials at the local level are voicing frustration as they deal with an influx of migrants.
New York Mayor Adams says even the compromises and the bipartisan issues that have been discussed as part of this bigger funding package, he says that's not enough. And he says there's a lack of urgency in Washington on this issue. Does your administration bear responsibility for that?
It is no secret for anyone that we have a broken immigration system, and it needs to be fixed. And it would be great if we could get some bipartisan consensus to do just that. And I think it's a tragedy that there are certain so-called leaders who are playing politics with this issue. Our first bill, the first bill right after inauguration that President Biden put before Congress was to fix our immigration system. Do you think that they've taken it up? No.
So where are you willing to compromise on this issue? The president has said, you're talking about this. You're willing to make some concessions on this. Where?
Well, let me just tell you, first of all, we have a security package that includes $15 billion that should go to address the border. It'd be great if they took it up.
With a potential Biden-Trump rematch on the horizon, the Biden-Harris campaign says in the coming months, voters will be presented with a stark choice, and they're gearing up for a tough fight.
Given what you say is on the line, are you surprised at how close, at how hard fought this campaign is expected to be, this race?
Well, I mean, we're talking about an election for President of the United States, Vice President of the United States, and we have to earn that re-elect. And, I mean, these are challenging times, but you are right. When I talk about it in the way that I do, it is because I have been traveling our country, and it is clear to me that there is an intent to attack these most fundamental freedoms and liberties.
Our thanks to Mary Bruce and the Vice President.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.